Hi everyone, this is just a short video to demonstrate the problem with a Deaf ULA chip in a ZX Spectrum. I've put back in this Spectrum a Deaf ULA chip that I'd previously replaced with a modern ULA chip from ZX Renew. So big shout going out to Peter Smith. But the issue with Deaf ULA chips is this, if you've got one, is a specific model of ULA, sometimes, not every time, over the years, goes a little bit deaf. And what that means is that when you try to load a game from a cassette, or a cassette emulator, or an app running on an Android device, acting as a cassette emulator, you struggle to load the games, right? You know, you'll get tape errors or it just won't even try to load at all. Some people think that the issue is volume, and I think volume's a big part to play in this, right? But I was doing a bit of research on a different computer, retro computer, and I had my oscilloscope on the back of a TZX Arduino device, because I noticed that sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, and I wanted to get down to the bottom of it, and I think I did. I found something which I include in some of the Arduino devices, because I use Arduino nowadays, and they're, you know, 100% perfect every single time in terms of loading. Some people, including mates of mine, so Wayne Robbins in the past, found a workaround for Deaf ULAs, which is to use an external amp, right, to amplify the audio of the TZX game playing, right? Yeah, and I'm not convinced it's all, you know, volume, by the way. So, but it's a workaround, and I'll just put a picture in the right hand corner of the kind of device people like Wayne Robbins used to fix this issue. So here's a standard Android device, and this is PlayZX. I'm going to try and load PlayZX on a Deaf ULA. I don't have a headphone amplifier, and I know PlayZX will load Manic Miner. This is the game I'm testing on a modern working ULA chip, no problem. I've tried it already, right? Yeah. But watch what happens when you've got a Deaf ULA, right? So let's put it in load mode. Let's press play so you can see it's playing, right? Yeah, the Spectrum doesn't even pick up any kind of audio at all. I don't know if can you see the screen there. Yeah, something, but it's definitely not loading it, right? So let's stop that and let's switch over to ZX tape player, if I can. Come on. What's happening here? Here you go, ZX tape player. Now this app I think is marginally better, right, than PlayZX. It's got this funky screen about the game. I like this, by the way, so this is quite cool. It shows you information about the game you're trying to load, right? So that's quite cool. But with a Deaf ULA, you're still in the same situation, because it's not the app that's, you know, the fix to the problem. It's actually modification of the circuit, the audio circuit, that needs work on, right? And the only way to fix that is by buying an external amp if you're using an Android device, for example. Okay, so let's just prove the point. Let me restart the machine. Right, yeah, we've got... Right, so this is ZX tape player, and instantly we get a colour change. So the Spectrum's, I think, is picking up the audio a bit better using the ZX tape player. Same device, nothing changed there, right? Yeah, it's just a different app, but it's still not working, right? This is a Deaf ULA. So let's stop that. Now, just to, you know, keep the control true, I'm going to take out the SD card from the Android device, and I'm going to put it into a Maxduino device that is, what have we got here? That is, let's start the whole thing again. So this is a Maxduino device, ignore the logo by the way, just for test, right, yeah. Let's put the Spectrum in load mode again. Now guys, this Maxduino has not been modified, the audio circuit's not been modified. However, you know, most Maxduinos and TZXduinos that are out there in the wild, not just the ones I build, right, yeah, have the audio amp set at 200 times gain. Now, that will blow your ears off if you put headphones in the earphone socket, right, yeah? It'll literally deafen you, yeah? And actually, sometimes these are hit and miss, yeah? But I don't know. You'll see in a minute, I think. Let's see. You'll probably find this one does actually work. So now the big difference now is you can hear it, right? You can hear it loading. The beeps and tones are coming through, which we weren't getting from the Android device. Again, with a conventional ULA, the Android device works just fine. Right, yeah. The problem is specific to a Deaf ULA, right? So I think once we've got to this screen where we see the flashing logo of Manic Miner, it's safe to say that it's going to work, right? So let's stop that there, and let's get this device. Yeah. Let's put the SD card in this one. Okay, so this device is slightly different. So this, again, ignore the colour, this is not how I sell, and this is just a prototype, a test unit. This has something a little bit extra inside it to kind of mitigate the problem of a Deaf ULA. And I'll hit enter, and then I'll find Manic Miner. Now the first thing you notice is the volume's a lot louder. And I know that's misleading, guys, because I'm telling you that it's probably not the volume, right, yeah? And it is something else. I mean, if I could turn the volume down on this, right, yeah, it'd still work, yeah. It's not volume, that's the problem. So hopefully, you know, I'm kind of giving you a good understanding and image of what the actual issues are. Deaf ULAs, yeah, they are there out in the wild, but there are workarounds for them. And you know, I'm not completely discounting the use of an Android device. If you've got an amp, yeah, that's a workaround, guys. Thank you for watching.